Today we will dive into Kadena project. We will go through different points for analyze this project. And in the last part of the video we will do some price prediction about the token. For who don't know me, my name is Samuele, I'm a crypto investor. In this channel I show you how I manage my portfolio and in general what is the crypto project that I'm interested in. We also talk about investing. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel for not losing any video and thumbs up the video for helping this channel. Remember you that I have a Telegram group in which we talk about a new crypto project, news of the markets and so on. I leave the link in the description. I remember also you that I'm not a financial advisor and do your own research before you invest. This type of content is not a financial advice, it's only for informational purpose. Let's talk about Kadena and what is the points for analyzing this project. The first point in general is what is Kadena and what is his value proposition, what it does and how it does. The second point is regarding the teams and investor in the project. We're going through the part of the teams, what is their experience in the market and what is the backers of the project. The third point is about the adoption and we will go through their partners. The fourth point is about the tokenomics and we go through all we have to know about the token side, the offer side of the token. So we go through token distribution, vesting, in general supply, hard cap, a fully diluted market cap. The point 5 is about competition and risks. We go through some of the major competitors of this project and what is the risk to invest in this type of project. The last point is about the price prediction and we will project some prices for knowing what is the potential growth of the project. Let's go to the screen. So let's talk about Kadena. For knowing what it does in general, what is its value proposition, we go through this link, Kadena docs, we can find on docs on the website. We go in FAQ and we go in overview and we see the vision why Kadena matters. Kadena is a layer 1 blockchain that is known for its scalability, speed and security, and in general is based on the proof of work solution like Bitcoin. Why they choose the proof of work blockchain in respect of proof of stake? In the fact we can find the answer. POV or proof of work is the only battle-tested consensus protocol primitive. There is two reasons because they choose proof of work. The first is economic incentive alignment. There is an economic incentive for the majority of the hash power to validate and honestly support the entire network. The second is the regulation. In respect of what many can think, in general, proof of work can have much less problem with regulation respect to the proof of stake. Or obviously we're talking about the proof of work of Kadena respect to the classic proof of work of Bitcoin. Like they say, proof of work miners are not considered money transmitters, making a probabilistic proof of work mining system safer from a US regulatory perspective than a system with more finality like proof of stake. The concept that really interests me is the utilization of different chains in the same blockchain. What does it mean? They have a concept called the braid multiple chains. The braid multiple chains together was first proposed for security purpose. In effect, chains are braided, as each chain's newly mined block incorporating and marker roots of its peer chains. So what does it mean is that there is a multiple braid chains that collaborating for having much more secure and in general much more scalability of the transaction. In this paragraph he talks about why there is much more secure to have this type of characteristic. If we go in the website in the about section and below on chain web white paper, we go in this PDF that show how it works for a different chain solution, and these braided chains in one chain, two chains, three chains, and how it impact this is all This is all explained in this paragraph. It's very interesting from a technical perspective, and this is very interesting because they say that this blockchain can reach 500,000 transactions per second with this type of technology. This is roughly a 10x on the speed of Solana, and Solana is very performing. I have to say also that there is an interesting thing about the Pact. Pact is a smart contract language that is a new language that is designed on this project. It's very interesting because they say that is the first smart contract languages and is very intuitive for creating smart contract. And maybe it can be a new standard for this field. Another point very interesting is that in respect to Bitcoin proof of work, this type of structure is based on the fact that the complexity of the algorithm for validation of the transaction from the miners is remain the same in the time respect to Bitcoin that increase in the time. And this can be useful for regulation perspective because doesn't cost a lot of energy for resolving this algorithm. This type of blockchain in this moment is used for a traditional company for the blockchain solution, like in a certain way do VeChain on other company, for example Binance, etc., etc. In particular, Kadena has a lot of partner in the healthcare supply chain. And this is very interesting, but also there is a lot of other application for this blockchain because it's very scalable, has a lot of speed, and is very secure. The only problem maybe can be the decentralization of the project, but I think it is great anyway. There is also other application, for example NFTs, for example the DeFi that is starting, for example other protocol that can be built on this blockchain, and maybe in the future we can have also other application that we don't know now. Another interesting thing about the project is that with Kadena it will be possible to code into the backend of the NFT directly. This expanded to the potential use case of the NFTs. For a company focusing on gaming blockchain NFTs, we will be able to integrate mechanism directly into the NFTs without even connecting them to the gamer server. This is very interesting from a gaming perspective. Also another point is gas station, that is substantially an amount of money from token distribution that is allocated in some dApps for not paying the customers the fees of the token. In general, we can see there will be some platform that there is gas fee in doing some transaction in them. So in this moment they talk about the UFO games like a station. So the value proposition of the project is very simple. It is creating a very scalable project with a proof of work that is uncommon in the new project, because proof of work is the first type of blockchain. And normally the new chains are built on the proof of stake or other type, but I think in general it's interesting their technology, and the application from my point of view is much more to the traditional finance than the DeFi or in the chain application. So let's talk about the second point, and we go through the teams and investors. Let's go to the we are already in the page in the about section, and we say that the founder of the project are Stuart Popeyoi. I think his pronunciation is not right, but let's do it anyway. Will Martino, and in general this is the founder of the project. I mentioned that are a JP Morgan emerging blockchains group, so they work for JP Morgan, and also the teams has work in different very interesting company, for example Disney, Twitter, Apple, Microsoft, Bitcoin, Cardano, Tezos, and also the SEC, because in reality Will Martino was recruited from his role as the tech lead of for the SEC. He's a lot of experience in that type of field. So he has a lot of experience in regulation, all regarding the cryptocurrency. This is the team, and there is all the names, is all docs, but in general now we go through only the Will Martino accounts because I think it's the more interesting. He is graduated in Yale University and in general has different experience, like we see. There is a senior science advisor for US Security Exchange, the SEC, financial advisor for JP Morgan Chase, and now is a Kadena founder and president. We see that he's a very knowledgeable people and in general has a lot of experience in this field. For regarding the investor, the backers, I don't find nothing interesting, but I find this article about the some round of funding in this project based on the name of the venture capitals are Metastable, Kilowatt Capital, CoinFound, Multicoin Capital. That sincerely I don't know about this type of venture capitalist, but I think I don't find some information about the backers, but I think there is a lot of in general backers of this project because it's going every month because there is a very interesting project. I don't think there is it seems strange if I don't see a very interesting backers, but I don't find nothing on the net. If you find something, maybe link in the comment. I can take a look at it, and in general it's useful for the people that arrive in the video. So let's talk about the adoption part of the project, and so in general there is some partnership with the project. In particular, we talk about this Kadena and Remedy, that is a medical products producer, is a healthcare in the healthcare industry, and it's very interesting that how this partner use the Kadena blockchain for their business. And in general, I know also that there is other companies that are interested in the healthcare sector to use this type of blockchain. So also we see that JP Morgan spin-off Kadena puts blockchain on AWS, Amazon, and on the table for small and medium-sized businesses. So other partners regarding the blockchain side of the project. I leave all the article in the description. There is also this collaboration with UFO Gaming, it's specialized obviously in gaming, and this is very interesting because this blockchain has a lot of scalability, and with gaming this is gold because has a lot of scalability, can increase the performance of the gaming, and this can be very interesting for the blockchain from the gaming perspective. Also, we see some collaboration for the DeFi of the project, for example, with Terra Luna and the wrapped version of the Kadena for entering in the Ethereum ecosystem. Also, the Kadena Chainlink collaboration for the Oracle integration, of course. For the adoption, I have to say that there is all interesting point, but in general I see much more application in the small, medium-sized businesses in the real world. So let's take a look at the tokenomics, that is the 4 point of the analysis. In particular, we can see on CoinMarketCap that there is a $1 billion market cap with a 17% for security supply and a hard cap of 1 billion token. So there is a fully diluted market cap of $7 billion, and in general I have to say that the evaluation is good from a market cap perspective, but the fully diluted market cap is very high. For who don't know, fully diluted market cap represents how much the market cap needs the project for maintaining this price with all the token in security supply, that now is 17%. It's very low. This is not good for the long term because in general the markets expect from this project is 7 billion valuation, and in general is very high for the project that now is only 1 billion. So let's look about the token distribution and the vesting, that is when the token will be available on the market. Let's go to the token allocation, and we see that 70% of the token will be used for miners, 20% for the platform, 7% from investors and others, and 3% only for contributors. We see that the majority of the token, roughly 90%, is only for platform and miners. That is good because there isn't few people that has the majority of the token, but is very diluted. For the vesting, we see that in 2021 the token are 200 million token, and in 2030 the token supply will be roughly 500 million token. And the circulating will be fully diluted in the 21. That is roughly 100 years. I think in general this is the main concern about this project, because the dilution is very low, and the dilution is very low for the proof of work model. So let's look at competitors and risk for the next point. In general, I don't see some competitors for this project, because in reality there is a lot of application of this project that is in gaming, that is in the real world with medium and small sized business from a blockchain perspective. There is also the DeFi, there is also other application on the blockchain. So there is a lot of markets that refers Kadena, but I think the major is on the traditional finance. For that reason, I think the major competitor of Kadena is something like VeChain, or that type of business that utilize blockchain for helping the institution and in general the businesses. I think in that sector, the traditional finance, the blockchain of Kadena can be very useful for businesses. The risk of the project, essentially, I see only the token and the regulation, because regulation, we know that the proof of work is not the best suite for regulation for the energy cost, but this project is different from Bitcoin. Also, the problem can be with the vesting, the dilution of the token, because we see that the total circulating supply will be on the 21, roughly 100 years. Also, another interesting point is about the gaming. Will be Kadena a competitor of Solana from a gaming perspective? I would say in the past that Solana would be the best blockchain for blockchain games, especially for the high-end, the best blockchain games. But if with this collaboration, with this scalability and security of this project, maybe can be this project a very interesting alternative for different blockchain games. So let's talk about the last point, that is the price prediction. So it's very difficult to comparison this project to others, because like we say, there is not so much competition in circulating. I do some math about the evaluation of VeChain respect to Kadena, and you see that is roughly VeChain is like $4 billion for market cap, in Kadena now is 1 billion. So is more or less 3x from now. I think that is a very conservative, a base projection of the price of Kadena. If we can divide the price prediction in 3, I think the worst, the best, and the base. I think the base is VeChain. From my point of view, the VeChain valuation can be reached very easily for this project. In the long term, we spoke about different 1, 2, 3 years from now. The worst case scenario, I think the project can be banned from the SEC, and of course it will go to zero. So the worst case is the project fail, obviously. The best case scenario from my point of view is can reach the project the $10 billion, and is roughly, I think, 10x from now. I think $10 billion for that type of project. Of course, talking about the blockchain solution for businesses and maybe gaming or maybe DeFi. I think with this type of scalability, there is so much thing that we can do on that, and maybe in the future there is a very strong case use for this project. So this type of project is very interesting to me for different points, for example the scalability and in general the security of the blockchain. And also there is a very valuable team with a high quality backers and partners. So what do you think about this project? Leave a comment and let me know what do you think. Please subscribe to the channel for not losing any video. Please thumbs up the video if you like this type of content, and we will see you in the next video.